Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen. Orpheus and his army here are on this peninsula where the Shulamana garrison is located. It's the largest imperial fort in the area, and it is staffed by one of the two remaining devas in the imperial army, Deva Previa. And he is, spoiler, the nastiest of the devas, the most evil. He has the lowest alignment. We'll learn a little bit more about him. But one thing that we did learn earlier in this campaign, in our last episode, was that in addition to General Deva Previa being here in this location, Queen Florin may also be here. Queen Florin is the mother of Prince Tristan and the wife of King Gran, the former king before the Empire took over. Now, it was believed that she was executed along with King Gran and her two sons, Prince Jan and Prince Tristan. But we saw that Prince Tristan survived. He was smuggled away by the handmaiden Banya. So he managed to survive, even though the account was that he was also killed with the rest of his family. So, it is possible that Queen Florin also survived, so it's definitely a rumor that Orpheus is going to want to check out here while he's in this area. But before he can do that, he's going to obviously have to get through Deva Previa, and he's also going to have to get through 29 Imperial units. So, luckily, he's set up his army for success. You want to set up a lot of mountain units, because as you can see, a lot of mountain terrain in this map. So some of the units that give the mountain terrain are the Cerebus, the Rock Golem, the Red Dragons, and the Fire Giants. You can all use them to give the mountain terrain to your units. You can also use some flying units because they don't have to worry about, the terrain. But we have a decent mix of flyers and mountain terrain here. So, as you can see, our defensive line stretches from the west coast, so we still can get some uses out of our Kraken. And he's been doing really, really good, especially against one of the tougher enemy units. It has a devil and a zombie dragon in it. Zombie dragons have really good resistances, except for 2 white magic. So having that Kraken with 4 frontal attacks and a white magic weapon equipped on him, yeah, he's one of the few units that we have that can pretty much cut through the high defenses and resistances of the undead dragon, the zombie dragon. The Pumpkinhead there, or the Halloween, he's updated Pumpkinhead. Both of them can also work because their attack cuts the enemy's hit points in half. Doesn't care about resistances at all, so yep, just does that flat 50%. So you can just whittle the zombie dragon's hit points down until you get to a point where anything can almost take it out. So. So I'll just hopefully finish off this unit here soon. So once we get rid of that dragon, the monk in the back will fall pretty quickly. Monks don't have very good resistances to anything but, white magic, so physicals we have quite a physical unit here with the Cerebus and the Beastmaster there. So probably one more round and we'll finish that guy off. So unfortunately, even though we're doing pretty well finishing off most of the units here, it is still going to be a slow-going map. The reason it's going to be kind of slow-going is because there's not a lot of healing spots down to the southwest. So normally what our strategy tends to be is we find a foothold, hang out in that foothold, and defeat the first wave of Imperial units. Then, before the second wave can be released, we push forward a little bit, find a stronghold to hang out around in, and then work on defeating the second wave of enemies. And then push toward the enemy base while fighting off the third wave of enemies. But there's not a lot of healing points down to the southwest there. It's kind of very barren and open. So we're just going to hang out around here, this one liberated temple that we have there. That'll be our main source of healing. And just pick enemies apart, maybe take the first 2 waves out, rather than just doing one and pushing forward. We also have, line is stretched a little bit thinner than I would normally like, but we had an issue where we defeated one of the units, and when we defeated it, it pushed it back over to the side, to the east, and so it started moving over toward the unguarded city on the east. So I had Orpheus go over there, liberate it. Now I just have another unit just hanging out over there. So there's a samurai unit to the south. We might have got a little glimpse of it. We'll get a little glimpse of it a little bit later. But when it's heading up through when the units are heading up through the northeast, some of them may split off and start heading to the east rather than continuing to head northeast through the mountains to try to go take over that city. So that's why it's important to have a guard there. We also have those 2 units up there, the Doll Master unit and the Mermaid unit there. The Mermaid's the one that has the Kraken in it. We have them over there on the western shoreline because some of the enemy flying units are going to approach up that western shoreline. If you don't have guards there, what will end up happening is you'll have all your units kind of hanging out in the mountains, diverting the mountain ground forces of the enemy. And then the flying units will sneak up that western shoreline and then just head east and take over your base. So that's why we have those 2 units hanging out there. Unfortunately, there's a city over there, but it's way far over to the west, so it's not going to help us with our healing. But that's okay. That unit in the water can move kind of close to that temple. So if it needs to heal, it can just kind of travel down that little inlet there to get to the temple, and then we can always devote one of the mountain units over there to take over its spot if need be. So unfortunately, our lycanthrope unit here is it's daytime, so they're gonna miss a lot of their attacks. In the daytime, they only get 1 physical attack. At night, the were-tiger in the right side, he gets 2 attacks, and the werewolf in the left, he gets 3. So we're missing out on 3 attacks, but we still may potentially still win this battle. Basically, this battle, winning it comes down to whether the samurai masters in the back hit with their Inanuki attack. Because if they hit, they can do a lot of damage. Especially if they target any of our characters in the back row. None of them are known for having very good physical resistance. So, alright. So we have some undead here. If you're using undead in your thing, you make sure you definitely don't want to have your undead fight any units that they have that have clerics in them, and you also want to make sure that your undead don't fight any of their units that have the cockatrices in them, because the cockatrices, their stone spell is considered white magic, and that could stone the undead and defeat them. Now, even though they're undead and they're technically dead, if you ain't playing with the restriction that I am, that we're not going to have any characters die and have to be revived, you can always have your undead revived at a temple or with the revive item. At this point in the game, though, revive items would be definitely the cheaper way to go. Revive items only cost 2,000 goth, but it's 3 times the deployment cost for a unit to be revived. And all our units are pretty high level, most of them around the 20-ish, so yeah, 3 times their deployment cost is definitely going to be more than the straight 2,000 that a revival item costs at a city shop. So, and you can tell which cities have the shops in them, because they're the ones that have the little coin icon on them. So I haven't really been using those shops because, like I said, I'm going through that restriction that I'm not really going to be using items. So let's see if we won this one here. Those Samurai Masters did do a decent damage on our Ninja Master there. So I'm gonna definitely go back and heal. They should keep coming up because they haven't lost anybody, but all their units are pretty hurting. Luckily, the Ninja Master has good agility growth, so he may actually go before. He'll probably go before all the other characters, and he might be able to wipe out most of those enemy units. So good agility there with the Sylph there, taking out 2 of the Raven Men. So now he doesn't have. He already uses 1 attack. The only way that battle would have went better if our Sylph would have dodged that attack. So yeah, that one can go back to healing. Vampire unit. We can also move our mermaid there. She needs to heal up. Luke will just have to hold down the western front there for a little bit. We can also move Bancroft over there. He has a monk in his group, so he's staying pretty strong. Pumpkinhead has good resistances pretty much all around, other than fire, which the dragon is hitting it with. So luckily it missed. Pumpkinheads are really, really good. Definitely got a new appreciation for them going through this playthrough. You know, really good at helping you win initial battles. Cut through high defensive enemies. Not so good when you're against like boss units, because boss units tend to have really, really good agility. They'll tend to avoid that Pumpkinhead attack. But against usually large enemies that you want to cut hit points in half with, tend to have good defenses. So, like I said earlier, the Pumpkinhead, Halloweens, they don't care about, you know, defenses. Always going to do that straight 50%. So, like, yeah, large units like golems with high defense, dragons with high defense, you know, even giants have some pretty decent defense. High hit points, high defense, could be tough to take down, but Pumpkinhead cuts them in half, so. Now he's getting beat up a little bit there, but thankfully our shaman, monk though, I mean, will be able to keep up with the healing, so. He's gonna take out. Yep, he's. Oh, I missed that the leader was a little bit stronger. I was like, oh. I was hoping he'd hit the dragon and take him down, but it's all good. This unit is pretty weak. Next round should all be finished. All it should take to finish it off. So that seems to have been the moral of the story so far. Slow and steady, just slowly working our way. And there's another ninja unit down there. Man, that unit is an enemy ninja unit. That enemy ninja unit is he looks like he's in a hurry. And I have no idea where that evil one unit is going. But it looks like a lot of units are being diverted over to the east there, so let's hope our ninja unit can hold off there. We may have to use some tarot cards. We were pretty much maxed with tarot cards earlier. We used a few, but we still should be pretty close to max. We have a lot of temples and cities yet to liberate in this area, so. And never be afraid to use tarot cards, you know. Give you that little bit of extra edge. But, like, of course, you don't want to abuse the tarot cards, because then all that experience is going to your opinion leader, and before you know it, his alignment and charisma will drop, because he'll be at higher levels than the enemies you're fighting. You remember, if you defeat an enemy that's a lower level than you, depending on how much lower that is, you can take hits to your charisma and charisma and alignment. So luckily that unit stopped retreating here. Don't know why it stopped, but hey, I'll take it. Oh, yeah, next hit'll take out the leader. Good, whip it good. like Devo. Way before Devo when I knew how to whip it. That's a line from 8-Bit Boys, a vampire killer. They're singing a song about Castlevania and the Belmonts. I have 2 Castlevania Let's Plays on my channel. Super Castlevania 4, which is basically a retelling of Castlevania 1, and with Monkey Rat. And then we have Castlevania 2, which is kind of it's the black sheep of the series. But I really, really like it. It's more of a whatchamacallit, like a exploration type game, like Zelda 2. It's less platforming and actiony than the other Castlevanias. So yeah, Castlevanias are like really, really hard. So not very really good at them, but this one's a little bit like I said, different. So there's not as much action, emphasis on the action. Yeah, there's still some, action, but the enemies are, kind of weaker. Bosses are basically a joke. You only have 3 bosses in the game, and all of them can be pretty much stun locked, which means that you hold them in place and they can't do anything to hurt you. So that includes the final boss, Dracula. So in that game, we have our hero is Monkey Rat's little brother, Tiger Mouse. These were kind of appropriate. If you know the lore of Castlevania, the first Castlevania, Simon Belmont defeats Dracula, but in defeating Dracula, unfortunately, he gets cursed. In order to break the curse, he has to find the parts of Dracula, resurrect Dracula, and then defeat Dracula all over again to break the curse. Here's how good Sylpha's gonna come by and take care of these undead. Yeah, you had to deal with the terrible fairy unit and the terrible nymph unit, but once it hits its tier 3 form, nothing better at taking out undead, because they have such high agility that they're pretty much guaranteed to go first. And it seems like that missile attack doesn't ever miss. I'm sure it probably can miss, but I've never really experienced it missing. So, well, sometimes your clerics, shamans, and monks can, miss with their healing. So, and unfortunately, that looks like that demon unit there is gonna get away from us. We defeated that dragon, so that dragon was bringing that unit down in the sense that it was such a large character that those demons couldn't carry it in the air. So that was a mountain unit, but now it's a low flying unit. Because the demons have that low flying movement type, so there's no way we're going to be able to catch it with our mountain unit. So it flies and we're on foot, so we'll just retreat and we'll have that unit come back eventually. So we have plenty of other units to fight and keep us busy here in the meantime. So finally it's night again, so lycanthropes get to join the fight in their full fighting power. They're another unit that I've kind of gotten a better appreciation for in this Let's Play here. Oh, and our Cherubim gets another level. One more and she'll become Seraphim. And her alignment and charisma are definitely good enough, so yeah, one more level to go. Seraphim is very similar. It has, instead of the missile attack, it has a laser attack, which basically is the same thing as the Sylph's missile attack, but it, the Seraphim has, more hit points, less agility, and some better resistances than the Sylph, so, but like I said, it trades that up for agility. So it has, I guess, more survivability than the Sylph, but then again, like I said, you're giving up that guaranteed pretty much first attack that the Sylph has. So depending on the undead you're fighting, they may actually go before the your Seraphim does. But if you have spare agility potions, hey, that might be a good unit to give it to. So it's always good, like I said, to take out those undead right away. Alright, let's see if we can finish off this unit here. Ooh, it shouldn't be much of a problem here. But can we outspeed these ninjas? And the answer is no! Yep, the ninja masters went before us, so... Luckily, our werewolf missed, that's nice. But, oh, our were-tiger did not miss. So if that were-tiger would have missed, then we would have been able to get some more healing with our monk there, but looks like we don't have too many units coming up that way. I did see that one wizard unit was sneaking by with the 2 cockatrices, but our unit that has the undead in it is the doll mage unit, so they're far away, so we don't have to worry about them. So hopefully if they stay far away, we'll be able to heal up that unit to make up for the fact that we didn't get the extra healing from the monk in the last battle. And here comes this big problem unit. We're going to be fighting it at the worst time during the night. It's a low alignment unit, and it's going to fight better at night. And I'm talking about the demon and the zombie dragon coming up the western shoreline there. The only unit we have up there is our own undead unit. So yeah, you're gonna see how ineffective it's gonna be against that unit. So yeah, no one's gonna be really doing much damage to the zombie dragon. But luckily their AI is set to attack weak. So at least the zombie dragon won't be a factor in terms of offense, because it'll just use its acid breath on our undead and won't deal any damage. But the demon there, yeah, has that hit all meteor, and that hurts. It only has one of those attacks, so it's never going to be able to like kill us, defeat any of our characters, and the monk's going to be able to heal everybody up. So, we'll probably lose a lot of these battles, but we won't be any worse for wear, even though we're losing the battles. So, surprisingly, we won. Probably because the rock golem managed to hit the demon for a little bit there. See, this is, I guess, one disadvantage about our strategy, because we're not pushing forward at all. Some of those enemies are still getting able to retreat. Let's see where this guy's going. Now, Orpheus should do some decent damage if he has to fight. So, because his griffin buddy there has the Brunhild sword, white magic, and some overinflated stats from all those tarot cards that he's been drawing. Donk. Alright, well, the leader's taken care of, so this unit will just retreat back, and we'll be able to easily cut it off. Might even bounce back to Luke's unit right now. See how far back. Nope. So, well, Orpheus, good job. Wow, in addition to being a great tactician, hey, when he gets called onto the battlefield, he's doing pretty good himself. So, send our mermaid unit up there. Kraken and the 4 hits. Oh, it decided to head over to the... Thought it would stay, go deeper onto the land. Zombie dragons have a swamp terrain type movement, but still figured it would move faster on the plains than the water. I don't know why it's sticking in the water. So, Yeah, this will be a slow whittling this thing down. It's never gonna hurt us because it's gonna keep attacking our undead, but as you can see, we're not really hurting it much either. So what do we do? Maybe like 60 damage there? So maybe 2 or 3 more rounds. Should probably set our tactics to weak, because we don't, like I said, we don't have to worry about it hurting us, because it's always gonna attack our undead. So while weak will lower the defensive of all other characters, it's not gonna be a problem. Do a little bit of extra damage. And our healing is unnecessary. 7, 10, miss. So let's see how much we do in total. 22, miss. Come on, Golem, hit. Ugh. Not that I did anything. Wasn't keeping track there. I think we did about 34 in total. I stopped counting there for a little bit there, so I'm gonna take a few extra things, but like I said, it's not a problem. We have all the time in the world. Even though you think that, you know, seeing that this is a day-night cycle and time and stuff like that, you know, there is no, like, time. It's not like, well, I spoiled it in the last episode that, you know, the queen, you know, she's, unfortunately, we're gonna get to her a little too late. But it doesn't matter, you can, you know, defeat this level on the first day. Just fly a unit right straight to the boss and take it out, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many days you take or how few days you take. You're always gonna be just short of time. So, just take your time and go for survival. Well, little pumpkin there took a lot of damage. So, let's use up one of those cards. Yeah. This probably should have retreated. Darn. Now that one's gonna run back to base, and unfortunately, like I said, it is now a low-flying unit, so he'll be able to outspeed our unit. But, well, we'll take out care of this unit here. So, well, and another level up. Good for always good for more hit points and. Although wait, no, hey, that unit is hanging out there. Of course, as soon as we get close, yeah, then it's gonna go crazy. Oh, I saw that thing pop up, and I was like, oh yes, maybe it hit, but it was this unit up here. Dope. Well, we did a lot of damage to the monk there, but she heals everybody, so it doesn't really matter. But our Dragoon, Dragon Master there, he has the Ice Elemental now, so he should deal some decent damage, hopefully, to these red dragons. Red dragons being fire dragons and actually going to be weak against ice. So. Oh, I got that phantom unit there. There's our, I think our, yeah, our ninja unit has a cleric in it, a monk. So, now can we catch this skull unit here? That is the question. We're getting so close, it would have just held off for like one more second. It paused there for so long, it was like teasing us. It was like, oh, there's more tease right there. You're like getting so close, and you're like, are we gonna get it? And then boom, you got a battle. Not the battle we want. So, alright, let's see if we can count this time. 13. 32, 33, 53. So one more battle. 54, 72, 72, 73. Doing math in my head. I've been doing too much math. I'm using too much calculators when I do my math for my job. Going over the funds for training. Gotta watch the costs. Make sure that all the costs add up. Sometimes people, they don't set the Excel spreadsheets up correctly, so gotta just go line by line with a calculator. The joys of editing. Although it does feel good when you save the government money. When you're like, wait a minute, this there's a calculation error here. This we don't need this much money to run this course. It's gonna be a little less. Always makes me feel good. Although most people that I work with are just like, it's the government. They don't care about wasting money. But I care. I still try to think of like it as you know, like doing my own budget. And that oh man, too bad that wizard didn't push us over a little bit further. I'm always talking about us ping-pong an enemy to another one of our units, but it would have been nice if the wizard would have beat us and then forced us into a fight with that retreating demon. But nothing's working out right. Boo. Hopefully I have 2 curriculums that I'm working on right now. Hopefully the numbers in them work out though all right. So, and well, another leaderless unit, but this one should be pushed back far, so we should be able to cut this one off. So let's head up. Is it gonna hang out? Once again, I thought we were about to hit that unit, and we end up fighting another unit. Or fight a unit that's leaderless to take it cleared off the board. Well, let's see if we should be able to take this unit off the board too. Yeah. Luckily if I would have set the things to weak, the cherubim could take out the undead with her banish attack. But as you can see, our lycanthrope, he has the white magic weapon. He's managed to take it out. So it's a good thing this unit did end up fighting this undead unit, because the undead higher levels. So that gave our cherubim her last level that she needs to promote to a seraphim, which she will do in our next episode. So take care. See you then. Bye.